The World Health Organization is planning an emergency meeting for today with independent experts to discuss the Zika virus and whether or not it should be declared an international health emergency. Joining me to talk about what the virus is and if we should be concerned is Dr. McCaffrey with the McCaffrey Family Health Center. Good morning to you, Doc.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. So what exactly is the Zika virus and how is it spread and what does it do to our body?
You know, it's what they call an RNA virus, and this is the big tricky part. Your DNA viruses are kind of almost like exact copies. They tend to be less aggressive, less harmful because they're more stable. The RNA guys, they're only one strand of a DNA chain. It normally has two little wires, they're one little wire. And what happens is because of that, they're a little unstable. And so when they make copies of themselves, they never make an exact copy. It's like making a copy of a copy. And the next time you put it on there, it gets another smudge mark. And it just keeps getting smudge marks all the time. So it's different. So it mutates very fast. And it can turn over, which makes catching up with it quite difficult. It's spread primarily from what we know right now. Mosquitoes tend to be one of the big things that do it. I would think anything that bites, that can transfer the virus by another bite does it. So if you have, for example, it bites someone that's infected, or an animal or something of that nature, the mosquito will draw the blood up. When he goes to bite a human being in this case, some of the saliva and that virus mix, and so it now gets injected into you. And now the virus is like, oh, hey, a new place. And starts turning over, replicating.
Starts to mutate. Seems like such a small amount.
A little bit goes a very long way.
Now, I know this past Friday, a third person in this state, in Illinois, confirmed to have contracted the virus. He had traveled to Colombia. Should we be concerned?
You know, I don't know that we have to be paranoid, per se. I mean, the virus has been around a long time. They found it in around 1947, 48. They were doing an experiment in Africa, and they were putting rhesus monkeys in a cage and hanging them in a tree and waiting for the monkey to get yellow fever. Because yellow fever and this particular virus, they're very, very similar. They're cousins, and they're transferred the same way. The same mosquito family tends to push them around a little bit. So the problem we have is the outbreak that's occurred in Brazil right now and Central and South America. The numbers are much, much higher than what they were a year or two ago. They've rapidly increased, and they're not sure why, and that's what they're trying to figure out. So caution, but not paranoia.
So I know there's a warning, especially for pregnant women. Talk about how the virus affects the unborn child.
Sure. What happens is the virus gets inside the body, and when it can cross over the placental barrier, which is the protective barrier that the baby's in the little sac, it can get through that. And when it does, it gets into it, likes certain tissue. All viruses have a favorite. Unfortunately, this class of viruses, you see with yellow fever and others, they like brain tissue. So in a developing baby, they'll get up in there and they'll get into the brain cells and the tissue. They tear apart the DNA that's up there and they start borrowing it, making new Lego castles. You know, they rip apart the Legos that are there and make new ones. And the problem with that is now you don't develop properly. And one of the conditions you see here is something called microcephaly, where the head actually will shrink because it's not getting the signal to grow all the way.
Wow, and like you said, the virus has been around since the 40s, but it was considered mild back then.
Yeah.
Why such the big deal now?
Well, and that's the thing, they're not sure. They're not sure just yet if they should be scared or if there's some other thing that's going on. Because when you look at it in Africa, you look at it in Central America, you're not seeing the rapid increase in this microcephaly, the shrinking of the head. In Brazil, massive increase. And they're just not sure, okay, is it this virus that's doing it, or is he just happened to be there and he's getting blamed right now? We're not sure for the increase, and that's what the World Health Organization is trying to figure out.
And that's really the scary part.
All
of the unknowns.
Well, there's no symptoms. You know, most of the time, 1 in 5, I think, will develop symptoms from this thing. So you can be the other 4 out of 5, never know it, be pregnant, have a child, and they can develop a problem.
It's
So
scary.
it's a little scary.
It is very scary. Dr. McCaffrey, as always, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you again.